all, today we will discuss top 5 Kafka use cases. So mostly where we are using Kafka in real time while we are developing Java with a Spring Boot application. So mostly we are using log analytics. So while we are analysis the log, in that cases we are using Kafka. So suppose we have a multiple microservice like shopping cart microservice, order service microservice and payment service microservices. So here Kafka we will use. So whatever the request will come from this whatever the logs request will come from this all microservices, it will go for the Kafka, and then Kafka will go to Elastic and Kubernetes, sorry, Kibana. So ELK we will introduce here. So Elastic, Kibana and log stage will be there. So through that we can trace this detail. So Kafka will take all the microservice logs details and it will be processed in ELK. Second thing is data streaming in recommendation. So while we are processing the data by using data streams, we have a cloud bus and all. So a Spring Cloud bus, one thing is there. So through that we can process the data, either live stream data or all, anything, any type of data. So in that cases we are using the use case of Kafka. So this once the users will click this stream, then Kafka will take this informations, and then we have a link through that we will process the data and spread into this machine learning and data science and all. So in that cases, while we are going for this machine learning data science concept, there we are streaming this real-time data as a Kafka. And other is, first is log analysis, second is data streaming. Then next is we have a system monitoring and alerting, like while we are monitor the applications or alerting these applications to notify something, in that cases we will use a Kafka. So we have a multiple microservice like a shopping cart microservice, order service microservice, payment service microservice and all. So these microservices we have a Kafka. So this Kafka we will take the details from this microservice and monitor and alert this microservices, all this services details. So if any issues and anything will be there, then it will go for this link, and then real-time monitoring and alerting. We have a dashboard will be there, through that we can see in this. Others is change data captures. So change data captures we have options, through that we have to use this procedure where we can use microservice while we have a data source. So we have a data source, so this transactions logs will be go for the Kafka, and we have a multiple connectors like Elasticsearch connectors, Redis connectors and DB connectors. So in that cases, if you want to change any data either of any database connectors and all, so through that we will have a Kafka. So it will be converted, and then we have a sync. So this Elastic, if you have Elastic connectors, then it will go for the Elastic. If you have Redis cache connector, then it will go for the Redis cache. If you have a database connector, then it will go for the replica of the database. This is the fourth thing. And then for last one, we have a system migrations. What we are migrating the systems from one technology to another technology, or one of the features to another features. In that cases, we have multiple microservices. We have to migrate from legacy application to either Spring Boot microservices based application. So like that, we have a multiple microservice like shopping cart, order and payment service are there. So through that we will process the data in this Kafka. In that Kafka we have order microservice information details and all, and after that pre-migrations and recommendations will be there. So through that, if you want to migrate that, so we have to use the Kafka. If you want to change the data captures change the multiple data connectors, in that cases we will use the Kafka. If you have to monitor the application or alerting the application, in that case we will go for the Kafka. If you want to streaming this data, in that cases we will go for the Kafka. If you want to log analytics or analysis this log, in that cases we have to go for the Kafka. So this is the top 5 use cases of Kafka, where real time we are using the Kafka while we are going for the Spring Boot microservice development or any of the technology. So this is mainly purpose where we are using Kafka. Thank you.